Hi, Ubeda, Daphne here. Thank you for such nice comments. I can't tell you that it's really kind of you. I'm really, really happy that we're helping you and that you feel that these recordings give you some positive feedback. That's exactly what we're all about. I'm delighted. And you've been working really hard this weekend. This is a fantastic essay. These are both really, really good. Um, I'm very impressed. If you did the whole of this in an hour, that's amazing. Really, wow. Seriously good stuff. Remember, on the exam day, you will probably be a bit nervous, so you may not be able to write quite as much. You don't need to worry about that. I make your word count 422. That's high. You, I'd be careful. Don't maybe see if you can cut this and get it to 350 and see what it looks like. I don't think you would do any harm at all. Just to try that as an exercise, maybe as homework, because the guideline is above 250. I know you're developing your argument incredibly well now, but the danger is that the examiner might go, oh, that's too long, and not read your conclusion. I mean, we talk about this a lot when we're correcting, and it just makes me a bit nervous if you get too long. Okay. All right, so we have got problems with pollution, and so it's a problem solution essay. You've explained the problems very well, and you've also got some good solutions. So nowadays, more efforts are being made to strive to deal with. Okay. Yeah. To strive to deal with global warming. Okay, go on, I'll give it to you. It just seems a bit heavy to strive to deal. No, I know. In striving with. Let's go in striving with instead of to strive to. That's what we should have. Okay, made in striving with dealing with. We've got the same problem. All right, you have yours. Don't worry, I will try and think about that. Densely populated cities are compounding this. Now, here I think you should have resulting in record high levels of air, noise, and even water pollution. That's excellent. I don't think yes, we are recording it, but you have to kind of connect the fact that the cities are populated with this. So you need this resulting in. In this essay, I will first outline the main causes of ever-increasing contamination in large cities and then suggest various solutions. Good, that is lovely. Great intro. Your vocabulary in this whole essay is amazing. So one of the principal reasons behind heavily polluted metropolis. Now, metropolises, this should be plural because there's lots of them. And then it starts being a bit weird if you put it into plural. Why don't we go, okay, metropolitan areas. Italy. Why don't you go that, just to be safe? Is the population explosion in large cities and towns? Good. This is largely because of the irresistible lure, very nice, of such places, which are increasingly attracting city dwellers, such as now. More city dwellers, maybe because they're coming in, such as superb amenities, cultural events, efficient public. Yeah, really nice. I love how you give me so many examples here. Really well developed. It's perfect. Not to mention many better job opportunities than in the countryside. You need in there. Okay. Now, I'm trying to work this out because hence rural depopulation is inevitable. Yes, that's absolutely true, and that's perfect. But I can't really connect the rural depopulation is inevitable with the leading to more building sites. I know what you mean. They're leaving the countryside, but you need to put here the fact that there's one stage missing almost in this argument. So I would say instead, okay, I just start with this, so I'd almost take out that as well. I mean, hence is exactly right, but I would put here, this trend has inevitably led to more building sites, blocks of flats being constructed to deal with such congestion of inhabitants. Fine. I don't know if you're happy with that, but I would do this and I would leave out that. This means that the demand of poisonous fossil fuels, uh, you can't have demand because that's like you want something. The uh, increase, the contamination, the release. Let's go the release. Oops. The release of. Okay, poisonous fossil fuels is becoming higher, and more electricity and gas are consumed. Okay. Take out becoming. Your tenses. You need you. If you want to have the continuous, is becoming higher. You would have to have here are being consumed. Okay. Um, then there's consistency. The problem here is you've got one verb in one half of the sentence and another verb in another half, and actually those sentences are the sentence is the same. Uh, so you've got. So I would go here. The release of poisonous fossil fuels is higher and more electricity and gas are consumed. Okay. Besides, exhaust fumes released into the atmosphere are consumed. Aha, got it. Okay. Higher, more electricity are, and then you don't need that besides. And more exhaust fumes are released. So keep going on this passive. You've got a whole sort of passive thing going on here. Are released into the atmosphere of private cars. Good, that works. Well done. Therefore, it's conclusively clear that you've got this fantastic opportunity. So you can put in although. This is your concession. Really good opportunity here to do this. Therefore, it's conclusively clear that although urban areas can be extremely appealing, so that's your concession, uh, you have to hit here this move. Yeah, heightens. So present tense there heightens the problem of contamination, which has devastating ecological effects. Okay. I hope you think that makes sense. I feel like I'm destroying your essay, and I'm really not meaning to. It's a very, very, very good essay. You've just got this. This is a quite sophisticated structure using although. There's a module on it in the course if you want to go back. It's near the end of the course, but it will get you lots of marks because it's good. Nevertheless, despite the aforementioned negative consequences, there are possible measures that can address this problem. Okay, we're into the solutions. Firstly, in order to reduce the number of cars in cities, those could be banned from accessing the high street in peak periods and rush hours. Also, governments could implement the park and ride scheme, which means that workers and buyers who commute to the city centre might park their vehicles. Yes, absolutely perfect. Can we have a full stop somewhere? Because I like good long sentences, but this is like really long. What can we do? I put one here, okay, and then additionally instead of also, just because then I can breathe. Yes, then you're absolutely fine up to here. Really, really lovely. Secondly, to deal with bustling towns, local authorities should ensure, good, I thank you for doing the modal verbs, really nice, that the green belt around the metropolis, that is good there, is kept clear from construction. Yes, impacting positively on the environment. Finally, governments can help rural economies to thrive by uh, I wouldn't have probably there. You could have possibly by, so you're suggesting tentatively, possibly by subsidising large firms to relocate to the suburbs. Here you could have thus creating more job opportunities and replenishing and allocating resources, replenishing and reallocating resources. Now, if you don't need to have two there if you're using because it has this idea of doing it again. Thus, it's possible to say beyond doubt that if local councils took action, took yeah, you could have decisive action. That is quite often an adjective we use with take, with action. Took decisive action. Yes, amazing. Great argument. To conclude, I've outlined how overcrowded towns and cities are worsening the issue of contamination. Yeah, environmental contamination, because this could just be like contaminated food. So you need to be more specific. Contamination and advising the steps to reduce the number of commuters in the heart of cities and fostering, yes, and actions to foster rural development that governments might consider to take. Good. Or just might consider. Yeah. It could be predicted that the rural depopulation, yes, I'm glad you've got that there because I took it out. I'm glad you've got it there. Will continue to aggravate the existing situation of densely populated urban areas. What a fantastic argument. Yes, super good. Honestly, that's one of the best ones of those essays I have read. I'm really impressed. Okay, this task one is also very good. Car sales. Okay, so the bar chart represents the car performance sales in thousands of three different types of vehicles. Yep, good, that's absolutely fine. So, whereas overall, I'm trying to move this up. Overall, Hungary showed the highest number of car sales without any preference. I like that. Belgian drivers, right? IAN is the adjective. Belgian drivers purchased the lowest amount of cars, 10 times more BMWs than the other two. Okay. Now, other two varieties, types of varieties. Because when talking so much about countries, it might be other two countries, or just keep this really specific. Each of the remaining countries tended to prefer a different brand of vehicle. Okay, good. Yep. So focusing firstly on Hungary and France, although both nations bought the same number of BMWs, good. Now, you can't have Hungary outnumbered both Ford and you can't have Hungary outnumbering France. You'd have to change it around and say sales of Ford and Audi cars in Hungary outnumbered those of France by almost 50. So I hope that makes sense. Maybe you can listen again to that. But the subject of that sentence has to be sales of, because the sales can outnumber, but the countries can't outnumber. The number of cars sold to German Irish adjectives and Dutch, adjectives, careful. So the adjectives for the countries are Irish and Dutch. Okay, customers in contrast was lower at 250,000, while both, again, Dutch and Irish, yeah, same thing again. Buyers spent less money on Audis. Germans purchased, yes, more Audis and BMWs than Fords. Of course they did, because they're German cars, so they love the German cars. What I think you've done really, really well here is that you have given me a lot of information in this paragraph, but you haven't made it boring just giving me the numbers. And also I really like how you've used the nationalities rather than just go sales of, sales of, sales of. So really very kind of like sophisticated organization here. Turning to the countries with lower car performance sales. Yes. Now, it's not the car performance which suggests it's a bad car. So I don't think you need that. Belgians Belgian purchases of Fords were around three-quarters of the total. Yeah, okay, sorry, yeah. Well, a negative amount of Audis and Buras were acquired. Good. Italians preferred BMWs over the other two, with figures of approximately, yeah, good, respectively. Sales, yes, sales in Poland and among, okay, either you could put in Poland and the UK or by Polish and UK drivers. It was similar to the figures of BMWs purchased at 90. Good. Well, the former slightly preferred Audis over Fords, the latter. Yes, really, really nice. Again, well done. Fantastic work here. It's difficult to, I mean, you can see what to say because there's quite a lot to say, but it's difficult to make it sound readable and elegant, and you've managed to do that really well. Very impressed. Gosh, sorry, this is so long. Yeah, really well done, and good luck for the next few tasks. Thank you.